What's up, guys? Hey, if you want to be on my list to receive exclusive videos, first look videos, and more, and help support what we do here, go to any of the donation links you see down below. Not only will you be put on that list, but I will send you an email and send you a copy of my book as a way of saying thank you. So thank you. There are a lot of factors, a lot of things to get used to when you move to Cambodia. I mean, you come from a Western country, you're used to doing things a certain way. Things kind of have a reason and a rhyme and a rhythm. And when you come over here, everything seems like you're in the upside down. You know, everything seems. I mean, everything kind of looks the same. You got businesses, you got people walking around, you got traffic, but it's all a little different, a little weird at first. Now, a lot of times, you'll get used to some of those things pretty easy, pretty quickly. You get into the flow of things, and you're like, wow, I can't believe that was weird to me when I first got here. But even then, there are some things. Oh, this road's still up. Whoa. There are some things here that even if you've been here a while like me, over 3 years, I still find fascinating. And these things are not necessarily bad. I don't do those things where I'm like, oh, here's horrible things about Cambodia. There are other channels that want to do that. You know, you can find them if you want. I mean, I'm not saying they're necessarily bad, but I'm saying to me, they're just still weird. They're still something I haven't quite adjusted to, and they still fascinate me for some reason. Your experiences might be different. You might get into the flow of these things easier. Everybody's different, of course. But I wanted to take this video and give you some of the things that I have not quite got adjusted to all the way yet. Hey, buddy. Hey. How are you? Hey. Hey. Yeah, a little wary, but not barking at me, so I consider that a victory. But anyway, the first thing is, we all know, well, maybe you don't, but I'm sure if you've ever researched or studied about moving to this part of the world, you know about the traffic. It's weird. It's one of those things where there are rules, but it seems like only the local people know the rules. They're like unwritten, unspoken rules, and they know how to follow those rules, and they get along for the most part just fine. But you as a foreigner, you have no idea, you have no clue, and occasionally, even if you've been here a while, you see people do things that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he just did that on the road. Guess it comes with all my years of driving back home. But even then, you do get kind of used to that. But one thing I'll never get used to, you grab a tuk-tuk or you grab a pass app, let's say, to go somewhere, and you get in and you tell the guy, you tell the driver, you know, it's like, hey, here's where I want to go. I got all day. I'm not in a hurry. There's no need to rush. And he says, yes, yes, okay. But then as soon as he gets driving, I think he thinks what he heard was, I need to get there as soon as possible. I need to go as fast as possible. I need you to break all safety considerations, because we are going to do the Cambodian version of the movie Speed. If this tuk-tuk drops below a certain speed, it's going to blow up and everybody's going to die. And then he proceeds to drive like a stunt driver from a movie, and it can be pretty harrowing at times. You just you know, and this isn't all the time. Sometimes you'll get in one and you're like, this is a nice relaxing ride. Otherwise, other times you'll get in one and go, oh my God, so this is how it's going to end. Now, to juxtaposition that, most locals, when they're on the ground, when they're not on wheels, are very laid back. They're very, they stroll a lot. They saunter a lot. They never seem to be in a hurry. They just like to mosey along in the markets, on the streets. But something about putting them on two wheels on a motorbike creates something in their mind, and they think, I must not stop and I must go very, very fast wherever it is I'm going, even if it's nowhere important. So I still freak out sometimes when that happens, because I say, listen, I'm not in a hurry. He takes that as a sign that I'm going to show you that I can make that 8-minute trip in 3 minutes. Watch what I can do. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I find absolutely fascinating, that still surprises me all the time, is how you think about money. Because when you first come over here, as you know, it's very inexpensive here. But when you come over here, it's like you find places, nice sit-down restaurants. You can get a meal for $2.50 or $3, and you're like, this is incredible. This is great. Because back home, this would easily cost $10, maybe more. And so you think it's a great deal. But the more you're here, the more you learn that because it's a nice sit-down restaurant, you could go to a street stall downtown or somewhere else and get the exact same thing for about half that price. Get it for $1 or $1.50. Then you think, boy, I was foolish spending $2.50, even though back home that still would have cost you 10, 12 bucks. So it's weird that your mind will eventually get used to the money, like the money exchange, but you're thinking about how much things cost will change. You'll automatically hear somebody say something about spending $3 and say, oh my God, why would I spend $3? I know a place I can get that for, $1.50. But like I said, back home, 10, 12 bucks. So your mind is always thinking that way, I guess you can say. So yeah, I never quite got used to that either. The third thing I've never quite gotten used to is just really, and this is true, and I've said this a lot, but the reason I say it a lot is because I haven't really gotten used to it, is how laid back and friendly everyone is here. Like seriously, it's like it's strange because when you read about things happening back home, if you were going just by news reports from some of the bigger networks, you would think, why would anybody want to go back to America? That's insane. Look at what's happening there. People are shooting each other. They're getting road rage incidents. They're killing each other. Everybody's complaining. Everybody wants to fight somebody over wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. And it's crazy. But over here, they don't seem to have that problem. They're very laid back. As long as you're not breaking the law or bothering anybody, you can basically do whatever it is that you want to do. And that, I think, is a pretty good thing. They have a live and let live attitude. And it still surprises me, like I said, when I read news stories from around the world, and I'm like, wow, I'm glad I'm not there right now, Because you don't really hear about those things happening here. That's not to say it's perfect, and that's not to say Everybody's like that for the majority of the people. That's what it is. And we're back home. I had a problem with my leg for the last few days. I can barely stand on it. It's a little swollen below the knee, and I'm not sure why. So, going back to the apartment. I will finish this one later this afternoon. Alright guys, well it is the next day, and unfortunately this is going to be the end of the video. I had a couple more things you might not ever get used to in Cambodia. But I have done messed up my leg somehow. I believe I have an infection. It is swollen pretty badly, my left leg. I can barely put any pressure on it without there being a lot of pain. If I'm laying down, it's no problem, but once I stand up, then it's a problem. Just have to stop here and get tested, of course. Get our hand sanitizer on. We just went to the pharmacy, got a bunch of antibiotics. Gonna try to take care of it that way since it's only been a couple days. But it's very painful and I don't feel like walking around much. We do have to stop and get stuff to eat, so I thought I'd finish the video in here. But yeah, it hurts, man. Probably the most pain I felt ever in my life. And I had my appendix out right before it burst. If I would have waited any longer, that would have been it for old Dave back when I was like 11 years old. So, yeah, it's very painful. Like I said, when I'm laying down, no problem. But standing up, once the blood starts rushing, I don't know what it is, but starts swelling up and it hurts if I put too much pressure on it. So I'm limping around like a man with a wooden leg, and one of the pegs is too short or something. I don't know what she's doing. But anyway, those are 3 things you might not get used to in Cambodia, no matter how long you're here. If you know of any more, let me know in the comments below. I know a lot of you have been here, you've experienced things. You spend enough time where you will have your own things, your own opinions. So do be sure to let everybody else know what those are. I don't know when I'm going to make my next video. I'm going to see how well the antibiotics work. And some other stuff they gave me, some bandages and some cleaning solution. Something, I don't know. The pharmacy I went to, they did have a guy in the back who spoke English. He came out, took a real good look at it. I don't know if I'd want to get down that close to an infected leg, but he gave it the old once over and said, how many days? I said, about 2.5. He said, yes. And I thought that meant something. Then he goes, pain, hurt? I was like, oh, yeah, a lot. And he was like, yeah. And then he spoke to everybody else in Khmer, and they just started loading a bag full of stuff he thinks, I guess, I need. So we will find out. Hopefully it doesn't get any more serious. But it's painful. Alright, anyway. If you guys want to help support what we do, as I said before, the links to PayPal, buymeacoffee.com/DDC, and my Patreon are all down below. You get all the good stuff if you're kind enough to donate, and I really appreciate it. Links to other channels vlogging in Cambodia are down below. Check those out. Links to my t-shirts if you want to buy those. You can buy my books individually if you want to buy those. All those links are down below. And of course a link to my other channel, Laughing on the Inside. In the last episode I discussed the whole Megadeth issue. If you don't know, they're a heavy metal band. They just fired their longtime bassist for what I consider a ridiculous reason. You can hear all about it on that channel. I'm also starting another channel, one that I can just sit down and talk. It's going to be a paranormal debunking channel. I'm going to go through ghost videos and ghost clips and ghost spectral spooky things, and we're going to try to debunk them as we go through them. Should be a lot of fun because most of them are pretty easy. I'll let you know when that one's... Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, an old tuk-tuk guy from way back in the hood. Good, how are you?
What you have?
Yeah, my leg.
What you have?
Infected. Yeah, I got that, and then it started, it started spreading the disease, anthrax. One of my favorite bands.
Right.
Great album. Alright guys, anyway, check out all the links down below. Thank you to all my supporters, I really appreciate you, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.